What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Picking up a fuel barrel back here from the SS Sled. That's my little boat. It's like a Zodiac made out of aluminum. So it's a rib boat. It's called the Seal. Sea aluminum is what it stood for. We'll let this caddy pass us. There we go. Stewardship, man. I haven't had that boat out in a year and a half. Long time. Basically since, could have been longer than that, man. Could have been 2. It didn't go out last summer. I know it didn't go out last summer. Maybe it was the fall. It's tough to say. Over a year. Maybe a year and a half. And so that fuel needed to be drained out of it. Carburetors need to be cleaned because it's a 4-stroke, but it's a 2000. I think the outboard I have it on is like a 2004, 2005. It was a demo model, so it never had any hours on it, and I got serviced every year. But it had maybe 20 hours on it when I got it because it was on the demo boat, and the hull I have had a different outboard on it originally. So it's just got a small little guy. We're gonna use it for this season. I've got all the pieces to, like, basically we're gonna do some, like, a new center console on this thing. We're gonna do a bracket. We're gonna do a bunch of things like that. I got some, like, fillet knife rack things, some spear fishing, some spear holders. So at some point when I get committed enough, well, when I have all my other projects done, I'm gonna pull the floor out, pull the wiring out, and just do the whole thing. But I really want to do it over the course of a couple weekends so the boat's not like tore apart. As it is now, we're putting the boat together so we can go do some adventuring with it a couple weekends, and like throughout the season, go do some good diving, enjoy it, moving on. But stewardship is something that is like my current rep. Like right now, there's a lot of things where like I want more, in a sense, like, you know, more revenue, more responsibility, more privilege, more all those things, more, just whatever more may be, but just more. But if I really am objective about it, there's a lot that I already have that I'm not managing well, and I'm of the opinion that he who is faithful with what he has will be given more. You could translate that over or change that up. You could say, like, he who stewards what he has well will be given more to steward. At this point, it's like I have more, like, you could argue like I didn't really need a boat in my life in the last year because I didn't use it. But I really love that part of my lifestyle, so I'm just kind of rescheduling and reassessing all the things that I have going on for, like, well, I'd like to use the boat a few times a month. How best to do that? I'd like to do a few trips, like definitely a trip a quarter. Just got back from a paddle trip. That was awesome. Went and like explored like 20 miles of river estuary stuff. That was cool. The sled gives us massive range. I mean, we can go 100-something miles, and I want to go explore with it. But also, I'm just at a spot where all of my gear, I'm looking over at it, I'm like, yeah, I need to be a better steward of all these things. That's one thing I can say that I would tell absolutely anyone. Like, how's your stewardship look? Like, you could establish, or you could reflect on. You could say, you know, I want this, that. But ultimately, how you doing with what you got going on? Like, how clean are your current trucks? How clean is your current stuff? How organized is your current book of business? And that's where I'm at. I'm like literally in the spot where it's like, got a great shop, got a great office, got to complete the office because we're building it. We're just about done with the second floor of the house, so that's like a podcasting studio, just about done. Has some outlets to do, wall or two to finish. Floors just went in. Got some cabinets up there, countertops and stuff to do. IKEA couch to build. But you know, internet to power up. Things will happen over the next 45 days to make that happen, complete out. But in all aspects. And I'm basically just trying to trim off the fat too, because there's a lot of things where I'm like, man, if I had less to manage, I'm going to manage what I do have much better. So I'm kind of in a spot where I'm trying to reduce things down, simplify, get it to the spot where it's like, man, I really only want to manage a few things, a few nice items, and that's it. I want to really minimalize. Because we're going through the shop today, it's just like the stuff just keeps coming, you know, like it just keeps coming. We're sorting things, organizing things, making sure every truck has this, you know, has this identical tool on all the trucks, you know, all those things, emergency kits, all that stuff that unless you just take everything out and just put everything back together and declutter everything. And that's what I'm in a phase of right now, of like of decluttering. After that, it'll be like desensitizing. So things that I don't need, like notifications or subscription emails that I'm getting, you know, junk foldered, you know, stuff like that. Like I'll do it like a declutter of that, but then also like a detox of that stuff, then a decompression of that stuff, and then I'll restart the cycle again, all four of those things. So I'm in a declutter right now with the shop, where it's like I've got to declutter all these things, then I got to de-stimulate all these things, because there's a lot of like distractions. This perfect example is like only follow useful things on Instagram, for example. Don't get there and have a news feed full of stuff to distract you with. Make sure if you're there for the reason you're there. I do this with Twitter as well. Like if I go to Twitter, I'm going there for news or going there to read ideas, and I try to curate what I'm gonna see ideally in the future, like through the content or people that I follow, and then I try not to use it, you know. But if I am using it, it's just loaded minutes of power, where it's like, all right, all the information that I want to know is right here, and I'm gonna put 5 minutes into just doing it. But I don't like the distraction. I'd rather work on tasks for like blocks of time, 20 minutes, an hour. That seems to be a good focus round. I don't like the interruptions. And so anyway, that's where I'm at. So it comes down to stewardship. That's the number one thing I would say for myself, for anyone, my kids, grandkids. Dude, it's about stewardship. How well are you stewarding what you already have? And if you're stewarding it well, then probably going to be given more. Probably going to be given more to manage well. So it really comes down to your skill set. Like how good, like the equity is in the management. And like if you want to increase the equity, you've got to increase the management. And I'm at a spot where I've got to increase that, and decluttering is the biggest hack. I need to increase skills and all those other things, but like decluttering is the easiest thing. Like when you have too much to manage, reduce it out. All right, guys, love you. I'll see you on the next one.